Hey guys. In this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about some new artists that have been popping up in the Pokemon TCG recently that I think you should start to collect before they get too many cards. And I think I just wanted to make this video because I feel like some people like to have collections of certain artists, like for example Tomokazu Kamiya. Me personally, I have an Akira Agawa collection. But these are just some artists that I noticed have really, really nice artwork that I think would be, good to start a collection of if you like all their cards. Firstly, I just wanted to start with Rond. Rond got their start in the last set, Temporal Forces, with this really cute Deerling. I remember when the cards were coming out, I checked to see what cards were coming out, and I checked and saw this Deerling, and I thought it looked really, really nice. And I noticed that the artist was actually pretty new. Um, and this is actually their first card. So their second one was in Mask of Change, which is the set that's going to be coming out next, which is Twilight Masquerade. And this is Lampent, and it looks really nice. I really like the soft shading that they use on this Lampent. The colors are really nice. It's soft. It's kind of like almost like pastel. I like how the Lampent kind of has like a purple outline all around it, and yeah, I think it just makes the Pokemon look really interesting. It makes it look really soft. Um, yeah, it's just a nice artwork overall, and I think that Rond is an artist definitely to look out for in the future because I'm sure that they're going to get like an art rare or something and then go crazy. Our next artist is going to be Iwamoto05. I know they have a Twitter. I'm actually following them on Twitter, or X or whatever, but this is a very talented artist. I could already tell by their first card that came out, which was this Reshiram, first one that was revealed at least. It looks really nice. I love the moon in the background. It's so big, it takes up most of the card, and it's just a way to make a Pokemon like Reshiram seem so like menacing, imposing, and just like majestic overall. The fire effects on the back look really detailed. And I like how its face looks. It's just in a cool pose with its leg raised up. The shading on the card looks really nice too, with the yellow, like orangish shading that it has on its feet, its leg, and then it's kind of on its wing with the fire going to the side. But they also did this Blissey EX for Mask of Change as well, and I think it's really nice. I think it's one of the nicer like double rares that we've seen. Double rare, just like a regular EX. And it's really nice when they illustrate the double rares with like actual artists. So it's always something to look out for. I feel like those ones tend to like be better overall than like the 3D generated ones. Even though the 3D generated ones can obviously look cool sometimes, but like a card like this, I feel like will be more memorable than ones that are 3D generated because it's just the artwork is just nice. It's just it's like a satisfying image of Blissey with nice shading. Sorry, it's my chair. And the effects are really cool. Yeah, and that's Iwamoto 05. Excuse me. Our next artist is Kochi 8i. I don't know if you have a proper way of pronouncing it, but their first card was this really, really nice Raichu that they did in Temporal Forces. Um, I really love this card. I love how it like curves around. Like you can kind of see the whole world curving around the Raichu as it lays and curves its body all around. Um, yeah, I mean it's a very strong first impression for a card, and they actually got to work on another one for Mask of Change as well, which is this is Dracloak. The colors in this card are just really nice. I like the soft shading. They have like a teal outline around the Pokemon, which looks really nice, and then a lighter outline around the back of the Pokemon, where the sun is going, so it kind of reflects the light off of it. The bottom is like really like strong, deep water, and then the back is like softer, kind of lighter orange, and then a white. So yeah, overall, just these two really, really nice cards, and I'm excited to see more cards from them. And yeah, moving on to Osare. This is another artist that's kind of new. This is her first card. It's in Temporal Forces. It's this fortress. It looks pretty nice. Not really exactly the reason that I'm talking about them, but their style is pretty nice. It's very simplistic, and I like how their shading is used with like the darker colors. Um, like the black is a really nice way to shade the Pokemon with like the white to contrast the black, and then like the simplistic background, the tree that has no outlines is it looks really nice. But that's not why I'm talking about it. It's for this really cool Darumaka and the next card coming up that I'm going to be talking from about them. This Darumaka is cool. It shoots out fire. It's very simplistic. Again, you get to see that like really dark shading that they use on the bottom and then the lighter white shading that they use on the top. The fire has no outline, which looks really nice. And then their outlines are kind of like not fully done all the way, which actually gives the card a lot of character. Gives the the Pokemon a lot of character mixed with like their style of how they do like the no outlines for everything in the foreground. That's a really nice card as well. And then this one, this Tatsugiri is super, super nice. It was just revealed recently, and I really love it. I love how they, yet again, it's the same thing where they do these like not fully colored in outlines with the white, like light white, and then the dark, deep like black shading. It makes the Pokemon really pop. Like the colors all look super nice, and there's not a lot of shading like on the card. It's like you can see the basic colors are there, but you can still make the card look super awesome even though there's not a lot of shading. And the background is just kind of like this blue, and it's not super complicated or anything, but they also have these like really nice white circles, white lines that go all around it that make the card just feel like very lively, mixed with all the Tetsugiris all in different poses, some facing the other way. And yeah, I think Osare is just an artist to look out for in the future. And then our next artist is Katsunori Sato. I noticed him immediately from Temporal Forces. I don't know if they have anything to go off, but this Bronzong card is really nice. I love the dark rain. It's like purple. It goes really well with the background of the Bronzong, which is the psychic type. So the purple rainstorm kind of works really well with it. And then the pose is strong, and it's just in a really cool looking area. I really like the kind of like the vibe that this card gives off, with the flower field in the background and then the bridge. Um, I'm just a fan. And then they also worked on this Metagross illustration rare, which looks really nice. I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to own it, and it's a Pokemon that I really love. Metagross is Gen 3 favorite of mine, and they're like rolling snow out of the way and then shoveling it out of the way, with snowmen and then a bunch of houses in the background with a darker, like kind of night sky. Um, yeah, another really nice card from this artist. And then they also worked on two more cards. So they also have this one from Mask of Change, which is Phantom, and it looks really, really nice. I love how like deep shading that they use, and it's so detailed. It's like the foreground is very detailed. The grass is all like individualized with all kind of different shading on them. The Phantom is deep. It has a nice yellow outline around it with it smiling and looking at a stump here. And then the moon is just vibrant as well. And then their last card is this Applin art rare. This one's from Crimson Haze. Isn't a very good picture of it, but the card is also really nice. It has like that same style, very, very, very detailed. Even the background is super detailed with the little applins all around the tree. And yeah, this artist is really, really strong. Katsunori Sato. That's all their cards. Their cards are very nice. Our next artist is Keita Ma Dai Tai. Kere Mahai Tai Yawaraki. Or Yawarakai. I'm gonna leave that in because that's just a really long name. The first card was this Inkay from Obsidian Flames, and they have like this very nice like painting kind of feel. You can see like the painting strokes in their card, which make the card look like really stylized. Something that you don't really see a lot, like this like very abstract painting kind of feel on Pokemon cards, and it looks really nice with this Inkay. And moving on to the Ekans, same kind of vibe. This one's from 151. It's a really, really nice card. You get to really see those like strokes of the brush, like every single one of them, and then the flowers, and you can see all of the parts of the background. And they use different colors to dignify the areas, and then also the flowers mixed with the Ekans looking up. It's a nice looking Ekans card. This Joltik is also memorable. It's from a Paradox Rift. And you can see that they're doing like one or two cards for every set, so they're kind of picking up the pace here. The Joltik is sitting on the berries. It has all different kinds of shading. You see green, you see pink, purplish, you see like a bluish kind of, and then you have like different color shading for the eyes, purple and blue and white, and it's just like very vibrant. It's very kind of appealing. Clobbopus, same thing. You can kind of tell this is really just their style that they've kind of put onto the canvas here, and it just looks really nice. I'm really a big fan of the way that they do their backgrounds and like the foregrounds, how they do like the extremely painted like details of everything. It's just like somehow it all works together, even though it doesn't look like it would, you know? Like the Bronzor, you can tell all these are individual bricks, even though you can kind of only tell by the brush strokes. Same with the trees, and same with the Pokemon in the middle. It's just a nice looking Bronzor, and their most recent card is this Poliwag from Mask of Change. You can see obviously that the Poliwag is sitting on a branch, but look at all the different colors of shading on it. You got purple, yellowish kind of green, you've got pink and blue and all different kinds of colors mixed with the reflection in the as the Poliwag looks at the water. It's just like this artist is just does a really fantastic job, even with all these common cards that they've done. They haven't done a single uncommon or rare or anything like that, but all their cards just are so stunning. Just a big fan of their artwork. And then my final artist that I want to talk about is this one, Okubo. They also started in Obsidian Flames as well with this Temple. Now this Temple card isn't like the most remarkable Temple card in the entire world, but then again, Temple is not really a remarkable Pokemon. But something you'll notice about this card is that the shading is like kind of liney, and then the Pokemon is just bold. It's kind of like the other artist, Asare's art style, where it's like super bold colors. And that was just their first card. So their next one is this Crustal illustration rare from Paradox Rift. Well, technically, if you want to talk about it chronologically, they have a couple cards in Paradox Rift other than the Crustal. We'll talk about the Crustal first. It's really nice. I like the rain. It's very like crisp, I guess you can say. Like all the rocks and stuff like that, you can tell that it's just very crisp artwork. The lines are super well established, I guess, and the colors are very simplistic. And this one has very muted colors, which is nice. It works well for this Pokemon, and it works well for the environment with the rain and stuff. Um, oops. And they also worked on a couple other cards for Paradox Rift. So firstly, we have the Blip Bug. Um, this one's nice. It's just sitting down inside of like a little pile of apples, and I just think it looks really nice. I think it's the same thing with the vibe. It just works well, muted colors, and then the blip bug is highlighted. It's just it stands out. Same with this Minior. I really like how this one is done personally. I think this one might be my favorite one so far. I like how it's like main stage, it's a bright pink color, and then the back is like kind of wispy, kind of creamy, like smoke, and it spirals into the back. And then all of the other parts are like these buildings, these like sprawling buildings that you can see in the back. And it's kind of hard to tell exactly what the buildings are like, but it's just like a really nice looking like illustration of Minior. And we haven't seen Minior in a long time, so it's nice to see him again. And they only worked on one card for Paldean Fates, which is this Gimmighoul. It's a really nice looking Gimmighoul card. You can just tell it's Okubo. Like I could immediately tell that it was Okubo because of those like super nice like lines that they have. It's like on almost every single one of their cards. They have these like dignified and signified lines on the paper, on the chair, on the background, and then like everywhere you can really see that their lines just are so strong. And then the Gimmighoul is in this office setting, and it's just a really nice looking Gimmighoul card. You don't really expect that from Gimmighoul, but here's the Arbok art rare from Temporal Forces, and this card is gorgeous. I just love how like the diagonal lines are used, and when you hold the card, you can really just tell them. Like they go up and to the right as the Arbok is about to kill, well, or whatever, feint this toucan here, and it's just a really nice looking Arbok card because you don't really get this kind of artwork for Arbok. We didn't really get anything crazy for Arbok in 151, but here it is, looking amazing as always. It's just like Arbok is such a cool Pokemon, and they never give him any cool cards. So this is just like the first card, and Okubo really gave it a chance to shine. This Wiglet is from Temporal Forces as well. It's my favorite Wiglet card, as it's just like the lonesome Diglett next to a pack of friends, and it's just like it's a nice looking Diglett or Wiglet card, and it's in my personal collection because I just quite like it a lot. And next, we've got this one for the Probopass from Crimson Haze. I like all the blocks. It's just like you can really tell that they put so much care into their line work, and it's just like it just pops. It's so crispy. It's so well done, and it's just like it makes you enjoy Pokemon like Probopass. I mean, I don't enjoy Probopass that much, but that card, like even in the smaller view, you can tell how crisp the artwork is. It just pops off the card. And the Darmanitan as well is like it completely pops, and in complete contrast to the other ones that are like kind of muted, this one is super vibrant with all those circles. It's just like they're focusing on lines or they're focusing on circles. This background, this is a very thick line that goes across the whole card diagonally, but there's circles, there's the sun, there's all these clouds that are circular that they chose to do. They got all the oranges falling out of the crates that are all circular, and then they also have the stars, which look really nice. They contrast off the clouds. Makes a Pokemon like Darmanitan pretty interesting. And then also, they have this Applin from Mask of Change, which looks really nice with all that like china and pottery and stuff like that. With again those lines, those thick lines that they have, and it's just overall looks really fantastic. These cards were just revealed recently. Scraggy, really nice Scraggy card as it falls behind the pack. It tells a story as it evolves, and all these vertical and horizontal and diagonal lines just really add to the background. It just makes the card look interesting. It makes it pop. It makes it crisp with all the other scraggies in the back. Look, even in the small picture, you can still see how crisp the card is. It just makes it look really nice. And then the same thing with the Scrafty as it goes instead of like in front of the pack instead of behind it, makes it look really interesting. It's a nice little story, and it changes the color from blue to red. It's aggressive. It's like powerful, and then like it's just interesting. They made a Pokemon like Scrafty look interesting with these like super nice thick lines. And again, it looks crisp even in a small image. I'm just happy that Okubo works on the Pokemon TCG. And out of all the artists, I would say that Okubo is probably the most like likely one for me to collect considering that their cards are not expensive and they're really gorgeous. So yeah, this is just my little video, and if you liked it, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you comment on the video. Let me know who your favorite artist was out of all of them. But I'll catch you guys later.